Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 41, we got Kim Kardashian's view of the poor people, mummified corpses found, stolen heads, and more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the man who's not tickled pink, tickled green, I guess. Getting ready for St. Patrick's Day. It's Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Mike Fish. Happy St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, and happy 2 years of lockdown, buddy.
Oh, I didn't get you anything. The card's in the mail.
Well, keep it socially distanced. All right, keep it contactless envelope.
What's the etiquette for that? What kind of gift do you get? Do you get like a bejazzled face mask?
Yeah, that'd be great, right?
Oh, yeah, where you been? How you been up to in the last 7 days since I last saw you?
We've been busy, man. Just keeping things going. We dropped the newest Kick-Ass movie podcast yesterday. We also were horrified to discover that we talk a little bit about the director on this week's movie, and at the time we thought it was a woman. You know, we're like, wow, this is exciting. An actual female in like an action movie this early in the game, 1991. And as I was looking for a Twitter handle today and did an extra Google check because there's no photo in the IMDb page.
Oh.
Well, Mike, you'll probably relate to this more than I will, but I forget that there was a time when Kelly was actually a very masculine Irish name, as opposed to just the cute girl in middle school. So
you've offended. You've already offended the Irish people this close to St. Patrick's Day.
No, I think we just offended one guy in Canada.
I was Canadian.
So, mm-hmm.
Oh, it doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
What are you gonna do?
But other than that, just been putting that content. I've been doing my socially.
That content, getting it edited, getting it produced, etc., getting ready for this weekend's unnamed found footage festival part 5. So one of my favorite times of the year, and yep, this is the 5th year that they're doing this, and it's going to be a good time. If you're in San Francisco proper, come on down.
Happy days. I just spent the weekend doing Lego. That's all I did.
Just Legos?
Yeah, I got these the creator kits where it's like a massive thing. It's like, and it's the instruction manual is like 2 inches thick.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It took me hours, but I'm now the proud owner of a Lego red London bus.
Okay.
So there you go.
Charming.
That's what I achieved. Because the weather, I don't want to talk about the weather too much, but the weather here in New Jersey has been ridiculous. It's like one day it's 30 degrees, snowing, blizzard. Next day it's 60 degrees. Get your shorts on. No idea.
It's nice to have a hobby.
It is.
I got little sister Hayes a Lego replica of the Friends coffee shop. So I have no idea what she's done with it. But
well, hopefully she's put it together.
Came out. Got it very early, so no, it was as cheap as Legos get. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, they're not cheap anymore.
Not anymore, no.
I was going to do a
I'm
bit
sure if you
about
can
gas
find that
prices.
set, it's now worth like hundreds and hundreds of dollars because they only make like 12 of them now.
Ridiculous. I remember when. Well, I say I remember when they were cheap. I don't know. I didn't buy them. My parents bought them, so that they might be expensive. To be fair, I don't know. They were just free to me.
It was just a box of blocks. All right, and then what you make is up to you, Mike Fish. You don't have to make a red bus. You can just make a wall, an airplane if you got the right pieces, a gun.
You Americans, stick, you're obsessed with guns
and sticks. You just stack those suckers on top and just bop your cousin over the head with it. It's tons of fun.
and watch it break. Pretend you're wrestling.
You know this game.
Fun times. Speaking of wrestling, before we dive into the main meat and potatoes of the show, obviously just got to mention R.I.P. Mr. Scott Hall, wrestling legend. Raise one up for Scotty. Unfortunately, passed away on Monday.
The timeline's a little fuzzy. Well,
yeah, I mean, so he broke his hip a short while ago and had to have hip replacement surgery or something like that. And then there was complications, blood clotting. He had like 3 heart attacks back to back, which is ridiculous. And unfortunately, he was like on life support. And word on the street is from Kevin Nash and Sean Waltman, who are obviously Kevin Nash from X-Pac, announced that he was taken off of life support early Monday. Okay. And then unfortunately pronounced dead at around about 8 o'clock, I think, Eastern. But yeah, legends of the game.
Those dudes were thick as thieves. They literally lost their brother this weekend. So yeah, my condolences to everybody in the Hall family.
Let's get it into the main story for this evening. Kim Kardashian's back in the news. So we obviously mentioned her last week when we mentioned her, I guess now ex-husband. I don't know if it's technically legally official, but
I think they're still married, but that guy is causing all sorts of stuff. This situation isn't going to end well, Mike Fish. I know we're supposed to be talking about a snide comment she made, but these people are all in danger. All right. Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, even Pete Davidson, these people are in danger of one another.
It's going to end messily.
Not going to end well. No, sir.
No, I don't know, because he's like, apparently Pete sending Kanye texts saying, I'm in your ex-wife's bed and stuff like that. Like, why are you doing that?
I saw that whole thread, or at least saw the narrative of it, and I've mentioned on several occasions I'm not a fan of the Pete Davidson, but he scored the fatality on that one. Like, I don't know how you walk away from that.
We did, but I mean, like this time last week, everyone was bigging him up about how he was being the bigger man. You know, it was a one-sided feud with Kanye West. He had all the plaudits. He was still
being the bigger man, and like Kanye walked into that one.
You don't need to screenshot it and put it in whatever. Anyway, the whole
maybe
bunch
you do.
Of them are idiots.
Maybe in a situation you do.
So Kim Kardashian was being interviewed recently about the return of the Kardashians to our TV, because apparently people wanted to see that. New shows on Hulu, I think. And anyway, apparently people obsessed with her about being a very smart businessman, a very successful businesswoman, yada, 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 yada. And this interview at some point on Variety asked her about her advice for women to be successful like her, etc., etc., etc. And her piece of advice was, get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. So she's just like, obviously on her high horse. Like, look at those poor people. Why don't they Why don't they just make money like me? Why don't they become rich? They're just lazy. Ridiculous. What is she just like, this woman? I'm not gonna say that she hasn't worked hard. She has obviously worked hard. However, she had a nice springboard by the fact that her dad was a rich lawyer, most famously OJ's lawyer during that big whole trial. And then no one really knew who the fuck she was until that sex tape with Ray J. And now she's trying to give advice to people or get them up, pull up their bootstring or whatever. Fucking what is it with these tone deaf people, Kush? Just winding me up.
Maybe you're taking it a little too sensitively. I don't know. I don't have anything to say with you.
Well, someone's got my back. Jamil. She went off on this one way more than I do. She said, and I quote, I think if you grow up in Beverly Hills with super successful parents, exactly, in what was simply a smaller mansion, Nobody needs to hear your thoughts on success or work ethic. Hear, hear. This same 24 hours a day shit is a nightmare. 99.9% of the world grew up with a very different 24 hours. I think that's in reference to something else someone else said about oh, why can't I be? Everyone has the same 24 hours because I'm stupid. But yeah, this sometimes, gosh, am I wrong in that some people just need to not talk?
Yeah, that's fair. But at the same time, they were specifically asked for advice, and yeah.
Oh, well, she could have said.
There's probably no good context for it.
She could have said, "Well, I'm the wrong person to ask because hey, I've worked hard. Don't get me wrong, but I had a very fortunate starting position." She could have said that.
She's probably said that 15 other times, and this is the way it came out this time. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if there was some hard workers out there, none of them would have heard that comment. They'd be minding their own business.
Well, yeah, that's I just get it off my chest.
That's fair. Yeah, I wouldn't take it too personally, buddy.
No, yeah, I don't think she's talking to me.
Your own right.
I don't think she's talking specific to me.
I need to get off my ass, man. Like as much as I do, like I needed to be doing more.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything. But,
well, no, I need constructive criticism, Mike Fish, and who should I not get it from? But I should get it from you, my friend, privately in text message form, not on the air.
Get up your ass and work.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, man, that's good advice
from Kim Kardashian. Anyway, next, let's get into more interesting.
She's got my phone number.
Oh, I bet I reckon she'd be into you. I mean, if Pete Davidson's her look, skinny white dudes.
Right? Yeah, this is the reverse effect of Ron Jeremy, but with the same results. Like if he can do it, anyone can do it.
Exactly. See, giving us skinny white boys.
Hope. Yeah, we didn't even get to your final thought of the night, but we had a deep one on that. Like we could close the show right now, and that would be a hoot.
That'd be a hoot, nanny. So we're gonna go to your neck of the woods next, California. So
oh my God.
Everyone's heard the old stories about, when people do construction in their home, they sometimes, if they're boarding up a door, they might leave a little note. So the next owners will discover it maybe and read the note and be like, oh my God, this note was left by his previous owners.
I wish they were all that cute, but no, it's usually something horrifying.
I'll get into that story about
that. I know
that.
you will.
But anyway, so the California Convention Center, they didn't find a note in the wall. They found a mummified body in one of its walls.
Yeah, man.
The gruesome discovery
wild.
Occurred at Oakland's Kaiser Convention Center, which was built more than a century ago and has been closed since 2005.
I've been there.
You have?
I went to a rave there when I was 16. Did a lot of drugs. It's fun times.
Good stuff. See, look at that. You're doing things. So, according to the Oakland Police Department, quote, I was shocked. The mummified remains startled me. Good. Because if they didn't, I'd be worried, pal. Says Dorothy Lazard, the former head librarian of the Oakland History Center. She says the mummified remains appears to be those of a man. How could she tell?
Well, because he's mummified. So he hasn't completely rotted.
So she could see the dinkle.
He'll look very tight and leathery, but you'll be able to tell this is a he or a she.
Oh, so it's not mummified, with the things wrapped around it?
Well, I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you. But
you're our California representative. Come on, man! You before you would be on the streets.
I'm willing to bet that it's only been 17 years. So the mummification process was clearly done very well because they're able to identify something. It's not just a skeleton, is what we're getting to. The long story.
It's really weird. It's like technology, I guess, or science and shit. So Alameda County Sheriff's Office says the DNA samples have been sent to a lab in hopes of determining the mummy's identity. Investigators are also looking into the possibility of rehydrating the corpse's hands to get fingerprints.
See?
What?
See? Yeah.
Just pop it in some water, put it in a bath.
Been less than 2 decades. So yeah, you'd be able to get a lot of information out of this cadaver. I look forward to hearing more updates about this as they come in, because this story is fucking wild. Like, first off, the convention center was closed in 2005. So someone had to break in and like wall up a body. Like, is other construction happening during this and like no one's really noticing? Or like, is there like a series of days where like, wow, what's going on? Is the convention center reopening? 3 days later, oh, I guess not.
Could be first in line.
Yeah.
Well, it's old Dorothy Lazard. I'm sure she's downplaying this, because even I, like, where it says like the mummified remains startled me. I'm sure what, so she was walking and then she saw this dead body from probably a couple of years ago, and she just went, oh, gee, what are you like? Be shitting myself. I'd be running for the hills.
She's trying to be cool about it, man. But yeah,
because that's how horror movies start. Like, you go, oh my god, is that a dead body? And you go, and then suddenly, like, its eyes open, and you're dead, and you're dead. And
also, it's a mummy, so now she's cursed. And anyone that physically touches her, this is going to end up bad. This is going to be worse than the Kardashian story.
And it just moves slowly. Or is that a zombie? Well, I guess mummies walk slowly as well.
Well, that's the old mummies. Those are the old mummies. But the new mummy, now he like forms a face out of sand. And there's a lot of sand in Oakland because we got the beach right there. And so it'll then open its sand mouth and then just swallow the town whole.
Question.
Answer.
Would you say mummies are the OG zombies? Because they're basically the same thing.
Yes.
So if you catch a zombie and you just wrap it around like with toilet paper, is it still a zombie or is it now a mummy?
It'd be a mumby.
Ooh.
Or a zombie.
A zombie. Zummy. I don't think that's got quite the scary ring to it. But yeah, I think we've just discovered the only difference between
those. The only difference between those two is the mummy is done for religious purposes. Very ancient religious purposes. Where the zombie is
just evil.
It just woke up. Some sort of virus.
Or like, do you reckon like there'll be like a mummy walking around and then it will unravel its head and be like, psych, I'm a zombie.
Oh, an intelligent zombie.
Tricked you. Give me your brain.
Incognito zombie, spy zombie. Wow. Yeah. Have you seen Return of the Living Dead, Mike Fish?
What, the original?
Well, so there's Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, was that the one that got remade about 1,000 times? Or maybe twice or three times?
2 or 3 times. So there's Night of the Living Dead by George Romero. And then in the 80s...
Is that the one that ends in a shopping center, a shopping mall?
That's Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm mixing them all up.
Don't worry. I'm going to explain it to you, player. I'm going to explain it to you. So in the 80s, someone made a movie called Return of the Living Dead. And they comically make reference to Night of the Living Dead and kind of pretend that it's a sequel, but it's its own thing. Anyways, the zombies actually have personality traits. They talk. That's where the brains comes from. And then at one point, they intercept an ambulance. They eat the guys in the ambulance. And then one of them just gets on the radio and goes, "Send more paramedics. We have a problem here." And then they do, and the zombies eat those guys too. And it's a whole thing.
Do they get back?
You're going to love the dance number, FYI. Spoiler alert.
Turns out we need more paramedics. We've sent 12 already. Nope, need more.
Need more. Spoiler alert, you will love the dance number.
Is it like thriller-esque?
Yes, ish. I don't want to say anymore. You'll have a better time than you did with Sleepaway Camp.
That's not hard to do. But anyway, so yeah,
you'll wonder where this movie has ever been. Return of the Living Dead, Mike. That's my early recommendation to you.
Return of the Living Dead dance.
Does that no?
I'll just YouTube it. Anyway, all right. So there you go. Yeah, maybe we'll have an update on that one once they find out who the bloody hell it is in that convention center.
And how to get there.
Is
there surveillance footage?
He definitely owed someone money.
Yeah, right? This is definitely a mob thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Anyway, talking about silly men, it's now time for this week's Dumb World Record of the Week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
Why indeed. So we started off our Dumb World Record adventures in Australia, then we went to Canada, and now we're here in the old US of A. We're
USA.
We're number one. Where a pair of Idaho men broke the Guinness World Record by, drum roll, popping 10 balloons between their bodies in 15 seconds.
There's an insult we used to use on the playground back in the 90s when it was socially acceptable to say it, but I can't say it, so I won't. But that's my thought. That's my knee-jerk reaction.
Well, so you'll be wondering which let's move on. Which method did they use for the body popping? Because apparently there's plenty.
Butt to butt.
Oh, so David Rush, who has broken more than 200 Guinness World Records to promote STEM education, teamed up with frequent collaborator Jonathan Hollywood Hannon. He definitely gave himself that nickname. Like, no one has ever said, "Hey, John, you're so cool. We're going to call you Hollywood from now on." No, he's definitely come up with that. Anyway, so they came up with this.
You need to be a detective to figure that one out. Good job, Mike Fish.
Thank you. So they decided to attempt to break the record, which currently stood at 18 seconds. Rush said previous holders of the record used a hugging method to pop the balloons, amateurs, standing face to face. He said he and Hannon opted for the more efficient. I don't know who wrote this story, but they keep unnecessarily putting quotation marks, like the more quote unquote efficient, like as if it's being written sarcastically. The efficient message of hip checking, standing side by side and popping the balloons between their hips.
It's close enough to the butt.
I guess maybe they were skinny, and so like me, they still got like sharp.
They got bony hips. Yeah, most likely. Well, congratulations. This is actually the purpose of this bit is to make fun of the people who took the time and energy to do this. But of all the bits we have done, this is the one that I think that serves the best purpose, because this is very disappointing. And I'm disappointed in these people.
Oh, I thought you was gonna like stand up for them then.
No. And everyone else that we've covered over this, I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. Or like, yeah, it took some brains to think, like, hey, that's a record I should even try and attempt to create, let alone break. But
even the guy that stacked dice on the back of his hand whilst blindfolded.
Yeah. I stand up for that guy way before I ever stand up for these guys. This is the worst. These guys are the worst.
Like, where do you start with that? Like, do you discover that you're good at it by accident? Like, you're at a party where there's balloons and you bump into your friend and it pops and you're like, oh, that was good.
Well, so there is a game that people play, but it's you do this when you're teenagers, and this is how you sneak a kiss from that girl over there. And then it leads to other fun stuff. But the fact that these two dudes thought that this was a good idea. This is an alternative lifestyle.
Congratulations, David Rush and Jonathan Hollywood Hannon. You are this week's Dumb World Record of the Week.
And maybe the champion. Yeah. Maybe
we'll see what next week brings. We'll see what next week brings.
I look forward to that.
Still to come on this week's Waffle Box, we've got our Feel Good Moment of the Week. We've got Kush's movie review. And also got another thing where someone stole something and I don't think they realized it was what it was. But there you go.
Is it My Heart?
Oh, we're not talking about Kim Kardashian. We're talking about something else. But anyway, we'll be right back after this.
It's just so pretty.
Right. Okay. Compose yourself during the break, Kush. Compose yourself. Anyway, we'll be right back. Hey, you. Yes, you. Was you thinking of having that beer? But my friend, it's only 10 a.m. Won't everyone judge you for drinking this early? Don't worry, we've got just the thing to help you. Your very own Waffle Box mug. And now, everyone will just think you're drinking coffee, so you can enjoy your morning beer judgment-free. Go to wafflemerch.com to get yours today. Welcome back to Waffle Box, episode 41. Oh yeah, getting funky up in here.
It's just a good song, man. I can't. You did a good job picking this one out, Mike. That's great producing.
Thanks. Moving on. So next story comes to us from Denver, Colorado, where a thief broke into a freight truck in Denver this week to make out with some macabre cargo, as the story says. So, according to the release from Denver Police Department, the truck was parked in East Denver when someone broke in sometime between 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday, March the 2nd, and 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, March the 3rd. Pretty big window.
Mm-hmm.
Why was this truck just sitting there for that long unattended?
It's a whole customs thing, and there's a lot to go through. So, yeah.
So anyway, this guy pops into this truck, steals a box, and off he pops. Ha 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 ha. I have a box that you don't have anymore.
You're a poet and didn't know it.
Thank you. I know I'm very talented, multifaceted. So anyway, he opens this up, and it's a box of human heads.
Awkward.
Very awkward, because I mean, there's a niche market out there for everyone, but you're going to struggle to sell that.
I mean, again, like this.
That's a very weird Etsy store.
It was hard enough to break into this location and then break into this freight car and then have enough time to just grab the wrong box. By the way, like I wonder if he knew what he was trying to get, or if he was just like, just grab the first thing you can. That weighs just enough and get the hell out of there. And just happened to be some heads.
Well, so apparently
someone's missing those heads.
So, well, several people probably. So the box apparently was labeled exempt human specimen. The box was full of human heads meant to be used for medical research. The box also bore a science care label, KDVR reports. I guess KDVR is the local news. Science care is a program for donating bodies to science for the research and education purposes. Now, this is a great little thing here from the Denver Police Department. It says at this point, no arrests have been made, and investigators are working to gather more information and recover the stolen human remains. Denver police said on Saturday, should someone find a box containing human heads discarded or abandoned, please contact the police.
I mean, that's a fair request. If I found a box of human heads, I'm not 100% sure what to do. Do I just walk away? Do I take them home? Do I try and sell them myself? Like, do I call the cops? What if they ask me where I found them? Like, are they gonna really believe I just found them on
that's a
Market in
trick,
Van
isn't it?
Ness?
Oh, so you just found a box of heads on the side of
Yeah.
the street? Sure. Now, to be
I'd
fair,
have a hard
actually,
time believing myself.
yeah, it would be one of those situations where, oh, what's this box? What's this box doing down here? When you open up the box and there's the heads, you'd be like, I didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. Let's just move on.
How do you even explain that? Like what are you doing that day that you just found a box of heads? Like,
Do you reckon all their eyes were open? They were like staring as they opened it up.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you reckon it was like Futurama? And like as he opened
Oh,
them
in
up,
jars?
yeah, and they all just started talking to him. What's up, buddy?
Definitely not talking to them, but
No.
they could have been in their own freeze-dried containers, in their own little individual containers, maybe.
Oh, yeah, because I'm assuming they weren't loose like an Amazon delivery, but
Like bowling balls or anything.
yeah. But could you imagine like his excitement when he gets home? He opens the box and he's like, "Oh, there's a box within a box. This is exciting!" And then he opens up the first one and there's a fucking head. Ah!
This is not my DVD VCR combo. What the hell?
Bless him. But so people of Denver, if you are listening and you find a box of heads, please let the police know. Apparently they're looking for them still.
They would like to go back to their original destination.
Or because I don't know, where would you go to sell those? Do you just go to
The black
blackmarket.com?
market. Yeah, you on the dark web.
Very dark. Very dark.
Mhm. You have to something involving an onion. I don't pretend to understand these kids and this technology today.
And you have to go to the train station and go to platform 5 3/4 or whatever it was.
5 3/4.
Was it 5 3/4? Did I get it right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you don't need
Or it's
know.
like, I don't know.
Harry
I've seen
Potter
all the
fans.
Harry Potters.
They're gonna kill me.
Yeah, they got better things to do. Those are the folks who need to take Kim Kardashian's advice. Stop reading children's books and get to work.
Burn. Anyway, that was
Burn,
Kush Haze, everyone.
indeed.
Kush Haze.
Send the letters to shut up.
Going from one scary thing to another, we have an invasion on our hands here in the Northeast, apparently. Did you hear about it? We got the Juro spider, which apparently is making its way up north.
Do not like spiders.
No. So the headline is you don't need to worry about Juro spiders. They may even be helpful in some ways.
I don't believe that.
No. So they're huge, scary looking, and could be soon moving into most of the eastern seaboard of the US, according to new research. But apparently they're harmless to humans. Quote unquote, people should try to learn to live with them. Andy Davis, a research scientist at Odom School of Ecology, and one of the authors behind Life I Don't Care. He published in a journal, yada, 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 bullshit bollocks. Anyway, basically, these fucking spiders are like 3 inches big. Like, it doesn't sound much, but that's a big fuck off
No,
spider.
that's a big fucking spider. No, thank you.
So they include...
biggest spider I've ever seen around the house was in the corner of this window right over here. You can't see it on camera. And I was spraying some poison all around, and it detected some bullshit happening in my fish. It was the size of a nickel when I first spotted it. And then it went into attack mode, and it became the size of a $50. And that's the biggest one, okay? And then I managed to wrap up some spider webs on a broomstick and got it caught up, and it had already been exposed to enough of the poison that it was just defenseless. And then I threw it 1 story down, and it went. That was the sound it made when it hit the ground, because it was that fucking big. Right?
And then what? And then it
died.
Oh, I thought it was going to pick up a
I think
baseball
I
bat.
pigeonated. No, I just left it there in the dirt. I think I pigeonated, or a raven, or whatever is in this neighborhood. But yeah,
Or raven. So specific.
Crows, ravens. We get them both.
Or cat.
We even have herons.
Exotic.
Anyways.
Anyway, so yeah, this fucking thing is 3 inches long, includes a large bulbous body with bright yellow stripes. Its underbelly has distinctive red markings. It doesn't sound friendly at all. And it weaves large webs that look as if they're spun from golden silk.
We're going to war.
This is the part that gets me, right? So it gets its name from Jurogomo, if I'm pronouncing it right, which is a Japanese folklore that can turn itself into a beautiful woman to prey on unsuspecting men. If this is a friendly spider, there's no harm. Why the fuck did you name it after that?
Right.
We just discovered this new spider. It's totally harmless, totally friendly. We've named it the Jack the Ripper spider.
Because someone else already had the cock tease spider. All right. Someone had to say it. Cush Hayes did.
But apparently, despite their startling appearance and their namesake, which doesn't exist, Davis noted Joros don't appear to be harmful. He doesn't even know for sure. Don't even comprehend.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, we don't know anything about this thing, but don't worry.
They don't have much effect on local agriculture and ecosystems. In fact, he said, they may be beneficial to native predators like birds as an additional food source. And while they kill their prey using venom, scientists say they are harmless to people and pets because their fangs are usually too small to break human skin. Basically, leave them alone. Fuck
you.
As soon as I see that shit, I'm burning it. I'm burning it to the ground.
I'm going to smash it against the wall with whatever is available, but then I'm going to just leave the remains there as a warning to others that this will happen to you. And I've done that before. It's not pretty. I leave it for about 6 months and then I clean it up with some bleach and all that shit, but the message gets out there. The war is on, spiders. We are not having this shit.
War is messy.
And the spiders that I do allow to exist around the premises here, they don't seem to collect anything.
Good stuff. So yeah, look out for those in the northeast. Apparently they're coming to get you as we head into warmer climates.
Not on my watch.
Speaking of which, we have to do a quick celebration because obviously before we get into the movie review section of the show, just a quick shout, quick celebration, because obviously not only is this tomorrow St. Patrick's Day, but this time next week, we will be officially in spring. Hey! Woo! Fuck you, winter. Anyway, that's all I needed to say about that.
How are you adjusting to the daylight savings time? Like, is that even a thing in the UK?
Yes.
Okay.
Although I think we should go further. We should go like 4 hours forward.
4 hours? No. No.
I want it to be like daylight out at like 11 o'clock. Because I'm one of those weirdos. I'm one of those weirdos that as soon as it gets dark, my brain's like, right, that's it. Day's over. Bedtime.
Okay.
So when in December and I'm still working and it's dark outside, I'm miserable. Give me that daylight. Give me all that daylight, baby.
Well, I think we should stick to one or the other. But yeah, like I'm tired of having to adjust my clocks every 6 months.
Why do we do it still? Because wasn't it like there for the farmers back in the day?
For the farm, they can get up an hour early for 6 months. How about that?
It's pointless.
Kim Kardashian says, "Get off your ass, farmers, and get up an hour early."
Yeah, these farmers that don't want to work.
You fucking farmers.
Kim Kardashian hates you. Anyway, it's now time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone, the whole world's favorite segment. I stole that from an old podcast called Side Scrollers. Anyway, it's now time for Cush's movie review.
Cush's nut movie review.
Yes, it's not the movie review because you're not reviewing a movie this week. You're reviewing a TV show that you saw.
Yes.
Upload.
Amazon Prime's Upload came out originally. Ooh.
Before we get into that, of course, before the review, we have to play the quiz.
Yay!
Woo! So this week, Mr. Hayes, I made it a little bit more fun. because this was totally last minute. So your test of knowledge this week, because it's about Upload, and I tried to look who was in it, and the only person I recognized was Stephen Amell's cousin.
Oh.
So I have no idea.
Oh.
And that'd be a really boring quiz.
That's his brother.
Or his brother. Whatever. They're related. They look alike. That's all you need
They
to know.
are related.
So this week's quiz, Mr. Hayes, you have 30 seconds to name me as many things that you would upload.
Oh.
And your time starts now.
Spreadsheets,
1,
music,
Napster,
videos,
Legal,
yeah.
YouTube.
Well, we now do Bosnet family stuff. So,
Pornhub.
well, that's pictures of my dick.
You don't put pictures. Well, you can put pictures on Pornhub, I guess. Anyway, next. That's 3.
Yeah. Recipes for chili.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Music, spreadsheets, pictures of my dick, and recipes. For chili.
I was going to say I'm hungry for chili, but now I'm not. Oh, dear.
What about pictures of my dick?
While I'm cooking chili.
Ooh, yeah, that's a whole series right there.
Cooking with Kush. Coming soon to our member service. Yeah, so Upload. Second season just got released on Amazon Prime. For someone who hasn't seen season 1, you right there, mate? You want to drink your water?
No, I'm good. I think I am. We'll get through this.
Are you you're disappearing into the green screen more and more?
Next year I need a green turtleneck. All right. Like, yeah, I want all this shit covered. I mean, I don't think I want the full bodysuit, but like there's some funny stuff happening here.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, you need to go to the YouTube channel and watch that to just see it. It's very bizarre. Anyway,
floating Kush head.
So what is Upload? What is it about? First and
Upload
foremost,
is very similar to a movie that came out in 2018 called Upgrade. That was a Blumhouse film. I'm sure the two are not related. I'm sure it's just a huge coincidence. But a man is murdered in his self-driving car that has been reprogrammed by hackers because of nefarious thing.
Fucking Elon Musk.
That movie Upgrade is it's an action adventure, even a splash of kung fu is in there, plus science and horror. Upgrade or Upload is a comedy written by the guy one of the creators of The Office, Greg Daniels, and it stars Stephen Amell's brother Robbie, which is strange that he's not in Heels on the Starz Network. That's a whole other thing. And then Miss Andy Allo, she plays Nora, and then a slew of other people that you've never heard of. It's very quick. It's very funny. It's cute. You don't have to maybe watch the first episode, but then any other episode within the series, you could just watch out of order. Otherwise, it's normally when I complain about a movie, I'm just like, yeah, we could have used 10 minutes. We could have used a half hour cut off. For season 2, it's only 7 episodes compared to season 1's 10 episodes, and I wanted more. So I guess that's a compliment.
Always leaving wanting more.
Yeah.
So wait, what is this about?
Very fast burn. It's about a man who was murdered over some tech stuff, and in Upload's situation, he's in this digital subconscious or whatever. Like, other people die, they have their subconscious uploaded into a mainframe, and they all just kind of wander around. And if they can imagine it and they can afford it, it'll be there for them. So if they're hungry for lobster and they can afford it, lobster will just be there. If they want a fireplace in their room and they have 500 credits, a fireplace will just be in their room, etc., etc., etc. It plays with a lot of fun ideas. In season 1, we meet a person who died as a child, but because that was 25 years ago, and unfortunately we don't have an extra copy of him as an adult, his body remains a child, but he's now got all the thoughts and urges of a man who's in his mid-30s. There's some fun stuff with that. However, they also neglected that children in real life grow up. So that character shows up for literally 2 minutes, and then he has to run off because he has actually aged 2 years since the show's premiere.
Yeah, there's a problem.
That is a problem. But again, a lot of fun ideas. It predicts a bleak future that when you watch this at the top of 2020's pandemic, because that's when this came out. Like, I forget if this came out like a week before or 3 weeks after. But yeah, it just a lot of bleakness, a lot of, I thought smoking was bad, so I started vaping, and then I got cancer from that. Weird things like that, But
Like,
the cast
I
is
thought
fun.
meat was bad for me, so I went vegetarian and I choked on a carrot stick.
Something like that, yeah. Something like that comes up. But lots of fun characters. Again, it's a very quick burn. You could probably do both seasons in a day. Honestly, it's a half-hour comedy, and it's not very complicated.
So like 8.5 hours.
Well, so season 2 is less than 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, one
so
and two,
3.5.
1 and 2, 17 now, 17 times 30 minutes.
8.5 hours. Yeah, man, that's a full day's shift.
Hey, if I want to avoid work, maybe that's what I'll do.
Maybe. If it's thundering outside, Mike Fish, and you ain't got nothing else to do, yeah, you can burn through this in a day and feel pretty good about yourself still.
So, what's your recommendation to this out of 5? If people haven't seen this yet, do you recommend them going out of the way? What do you want? What do you think? What's your outcome?
Yeah, absolutely. Check this out. It's a comedy. It's not wall to wall laughs, but it's a lot of cute premises. I enjoyed it. It's entertaining. I'm gonna give it a 4. Both seasons.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Thank you. I should have said that.
So it's as good as the first season. So if someone's watched the first season, haven't watched the second one yet, it's as good as. So go out and watch it.
I enjoyed the first season so much that I was disappointed that we didn't get a season 2 in 2021. I was completely surprised this came out this weekend. And again, when it was done, I was like, oh, I probably could have used 3 more episodes, But
so what,
again,
you just bang this out in one sitting?
Yes. In fact, I tried to
What a
stretch it
guy.
out where like I took a break, but then I was like, I ain't doing nothing else. All right, let's just bang this out.
Wise words. I ain't
Mhm.
doing nothing else. Let's just bang it out.
That's how most people's parents met.
Indeed. All right. Well, there we go. Check it out. Upload on Amazon Prime TV. Well worth to watch, apparently. So as always, we come to the end of the show. But before we do this week's feel-good story of the week, let's get the plugs coming in. Of course, if you do want to submit any news story or funny thing that you want us to talk about, hit us up on our social medias at WaffleboxPod, or you can email email enjoywafflebox@gmail.com. If you would like to support the show, of course, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones, tell your co-workers, tell your pets to make sure they follow us and subscribe us wherever you watch or listen, whether it be on our YouTube channels, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, Google Podcasts, Good Pods app, however you want to do it. But if you do, obviously, you want to support us monetarily, which of course you don't have to, but if you would do that, there are 2 ways you can do that. You can go to wafflemerch.com to get yourself some t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. But now there is also extrawaffle.com where you can go there, donate, or become a member, where we'll be shortly starting some extra content just for members. So if you do want to sign up, go to extrawaffle.com and all would be appreciated. But it's the end of the show, as always, with this week's Feel Good Story of the Week.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Should have
Damn,
that.
I I need a lady to get sexy with. What the hell happened there?
It's been a very weird, sexy episode. Should have had that music playing when you were talking about your dick chili.
Well, yeah, the music should always be playing when I'm talking about my dick. But
yeah, so I'm gonna make some chili now. Oh dear, oh dear. So we went to your neck of the woods of California where we found the mummy, but this time we're gonna come here in New Jersey, where a lovely couple were out having dinner when they discovered something lovely. So what had happened, they went out on their 34th wedding anniversary at their favorite restaurant when they ordered some mussels, I guess.
Ew.
Mussels.
all right. Yeah.
Oysters.
You already lost
I don't know.
me because of crustaceans allergies.
Clamshell, whatever. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah, I
shit.
don't eat that shit.
Bad news.
But they got a little treat. So while they were dining away, nom 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 in the restaurant, Michael thought, cracked a tooth, something hard in my mouth, and he spits it out, and he found a pearl in his dinner, in his clam, because that's where obviously they came from. But obviously this one hadn't been cleaned out properly, and it's worth thousands of dollars.
Word?
So they
Wow.
went out for dinner and earned money. They made profit. At 8.8 millimeters, it's a whopper, apparently, according to the story. And the first one in as long as anyone at the Lobster House can remember being found. So, all right, this may be not the first time it's ever happened then.
Mhm.
In its 100th year on the pier at the Cape, the restaurant staff were giddy at the news with their loyal customers had perhaps found a small fortune in one of their clams. Giggle, giggity.
I have to imagine like the owner of this restaurant is pissed that that's
why-
not in his pocket. Like, why aren't you guys cleaning these better?
Fucking
You know?
check the fucking pearls before you serve the
Also,
fish.
server, yeah, why aren't you checking these things and pocketing that pearl so that your owner isn't making more money off your labor? Like Kim Kardashian is like, why aren't you getting that pearl, dude? What the hell? Work harder for that pearl.
What's funny, one employee who was in her 10th year working there said she'd never heard of any such thing being found in one of their clams. I don't know why I keep giggling at clams. But admits that now, despite the fact that she never cared for the taste of raw bivalves,
Mhm.
clams, she'll probably have to give it a shot. Like, you don't have to eat
Yeah.
it. Just
You
look
don't
for
have to
just
eat
look for the pearl.
But you also shouldn't be treating this like lotto scratchers. It's definitely more expensive from what I understand.
But
I don't know
also,
how
again,
much are clams? Are they really like $1 a piece or something?
I don't know. Probably depends where you go. The creamy white pearl was a special find on a special day at a special place, and wife Maria, despite telling local news that pearls of equal size, shape, and color are worth thousands of dollars, the couple decided to keep it as a celebration. I would like to have it set into a nice piece of jewelry, maybe a mermaid or something nautical, Maria Spressler said. It's a beautiful remembrance of that day, and what we have is so special.
I can see them holding on to it as an investment, but the cringe.
Couple of things I found from this story, as I
Break it
always
down,
like to
Mike
do.
Fish.
So one, poor Michael, the husband, not only is he bit into something hard, so he's obviously hurt himself a little bit, and then
Did
discovered
his tooth actually break?
they didn't say that it did. So
Okay.
I think he got away with
Probably,
it.
he's fine. He's probably fine.
But so he's discovered this thing. Oh my God, it's a pearl. This is worth thousands of dollars. We hit the jackpot. Woo, woo, woo. And then his wife decides to keep it and she wants it set into jewelry. So it's going to cost me money. This fucking pearl is going to cost me money.
Yeah. That's pearls will cost you money. Jewel, I can totally see it turning into a piece of jewelry again, making a valuable product more valuable. I totally get that. I think the mermaid thing is just cringe. That's all. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
they've been married for 39 years. What? They're probably
he's not worried about that shit.
they're probably in their 60s or some shit.
In the 60s, he's probably like an accountant to some basketball players. He's got money, and he's stealing on the side. And Dwight Howard's like, "What do you mean I'm missing $5,000 a month?"
What I did also find some very immature is the fact that this employee said that she never cared for the taste of clams, but now she'll give it a shot. She's turning lesbian.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to
For pearls.
do there. That's all right. Don't worry about that.
Women on women action. That's what I'm getting at. Oh dear.
It's sexual. It's sexual. Why don't you get those? Oh, never mind.
What was you going to do a little bit there?
We were going to try it, but it's probably best that we pulled out. Bam!
This is going to be fun, this jingle.
Yeah, it's the naughtiest episode.
Naughty, naughty, naughty. Anyway, so there you go. Good for them. Check your clams, ladies. You
Ladies,
never
check
know.
your clams for those pearls.
Might be something worth money in there. Anyway. Pete Davidson. Anyway, that wraps up this week's show. Once again, thanks for checking us out, listening to us, watching us wherever you want to. If you are listening to us, of course, you can see us as well. Go to the YouTube channel. If you are watching the YouTube channel and you're like, it's enough of that, I'm going to listen to it instead. Of course, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audacity, iHeartRadio, and all that good stuff in the Good Pods app. My name is Mike Fish, and you can find me on social medias at Mr. Mike Fish. He is Mr. Kush Hayes. You can find him on Twitter at
Kush_Hayes.
Boom. And of course, you can find all the links for our show at enjoywafflebox.com. And of course, don't forget to go to bosnet.family as well for all of those other podcasts available to you. When's Little Sisters Hayes new interview dropping?
Coming out this Friday or Saturday, excuse me. Coming out this Saturday, noon Pacific Standard Time or daylight time. Noon, just noon, California time. Noon, high noon. We're doing that. So she speaks with a fantastic guest. I don't have that information in front of me. My bad, Little Sister Hayes. But it's a good interview. I edited it. You're gonna enjoy it, and might even get something out of it.
So yeah, check that out, bosnet.family. But until next week, don't forget, boys and girls, to take care of yourselves and each other.
And get off your ass and work.